Are you sick of living in the shadow of someone else? Need some help learning to love yourself and tap into your unique strengths, or embrace your leadership potential so you can thrive in your life. This is Empower with Nancy. Let's start the show. Oh.
Have you ever wondered how to silence your inner critic with unshakable confidence? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to dive deep into this topic that is going to be really, really, really powerful. Let's be real. Everyone has an inner critic, right? You know who you are. You know that little voice that whispers things like, you can't do this. You're not good enough. You're going to fail. I can't start my business. I'm not good at what I do. I'm not a good wife, girlfriend, spouse, or whatever that is. It's incredibly common for us to feel this way. And it really brings us down and it paralyzes us to do the things that we want to do in our life. But the good news is we can learn to manage it and reduce its power over us. Don't allow that intruder to come into your mind and take over. Take over that inner critic of the worry and the fear. Guess what? You have control over the will. You have control of the life that you want to lead. Nobody else but yourself. So, one of the biggest challenges we face is doubt. This inner voice questions our ability and worth. It takes over our freaking minds. And that is all we think about of failure, that we're not good enough. It's that nagging feeling that you're not enough or that you'll mess up, which can stop you from even trying new things in your life. And sometimes with our spouses or girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever, some with us women, sometimes we tend to nag, 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 nag. And what do? Our spouses and significant other, they freeze. They don't want to hear it. They shut it off. Well, why can't you shut off this inner critic that is bringing self-doubt to you? Start by recognizing these thoughts for what they are. They are just thoughts, they're not facts. When you notice the doubt creeping in, pause and challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Look for evidence that contradicts the doubt. Often you'll find plenty of reasons to believe in yourself. So think about it and think about the past achievements. No matter how small they seem, they are proof that you are capable and resilient. So, keeping a journal of your accomplishments can be a great way to remind yourself of the abilities when doubt arises. Don't let it give a chance to take you down the wrong path. Another common issue is the fear of what others will think. This fear can literally stop us in our tracks and it can paralyze you and prevent you from taking risks or stepping stones and out of your comfort zone. We tend to stay in our comfort zone and we don't want to get out of that comfort zone. So we're scared to step forward and do the things that we want to do, even though we know that it might be a little uncomfortable, a little scary. So shift your focus from others to yourself. And remember, most people are not more concerned with their own lives than judging yours. It's important to prioritize your own goals and happiness over other people's opinion. So practice self compassion and remind yourself that you deserve to pursue your dreams, regardless of what others might think. Who cares what other people think? Go within your inner voice and listen to what you truly want to do. Don't allow anybody or anything stop you in your tracks, and stop putting yourself on the back burner. A useful exercise is to visualize the worst case scenario and realize that the most cases, it's not true. It's just something made up. This can help really take your fear and judgment and give you the courage to act on it now. Perfectionism, like we always want to be perfect, is a big one. The inner critic often demands that everything we do has to be perfect. And if it's not, then we're not going to be happy, which is impossible standard, right? And can lead to procrastination and stress. And then you keep putting yourself on the back burner. Embrace the imperfection and understand that mistakes are part of the learning process. They are stepping stones to opportunities. So set realistic goals and give yourself the permission to work in progress. Take your time and celebrate your efforts rather than focusing solely on the outcome. We always want to focus. We just want to hurry up and get there and focus on the outcome than to take our time and know that the outcome is going to be in your favor. So the other good thing is trying to adopt a good enough mindset. Aim for progress, not perfection. This shift will definitely reduce the anxiety and make it easier to start and finish the tasks without paralyzing the fear of not being perfect. So we often fall into a trap of comparing ourselves to others. And what do? Which can fuel our inner critic, going on social media, comparing yourself on how everyone else is living and doing, and wishing that you had what they had. But guess what? Seeing others' successes can make us feel inadequate and reinforce the negative self talk. It makes it worse. Do you ever stop and think about that? That we're constantly in the social media comparing, and then we just freaking give up on ourselves. And that negative self talk keeps going and going and going and going and going. When does it ever stop? So remember that everyone's journey is unique. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Let me repeat that again. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Focus on your own growth and progress, no one else's, and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Use them as a motivation to keep moving forward. You can do it. You need to believe in yourself. Limit your exposure to social media. I can't stress this enough. It triggers our feelings. It gives us the self-doubt. It gives us the not feeling worthy. Why don't we try and challenge yourself to put the phone down? Because guess what? It sucks the life out of us. There's no purpose behind it. It gives us anxiety and it gives us fear. And wouldn't it be so much better to focus on yourself without the darn phone? Instead, spend time on activities that uplift your spirit, right? For you, what is it that you love to do? Surround yourself with positive influences and people who support your growth. It is important to bring people that have goals, that are on the same mindset as you, that achieve the things that they truly want, than to be around people that are negative, have no goals. They talk about the world and how negative this is and politics and this person's no good. And, oh, don't say hi to that person because, we just can't trust anybody. And it just goes on and on. You know what? I can give a hoot I don't want to hear about it. So if I'm going to be someone that's constantly trying to help somebody get out of the rut and they don't help themselves, that's on them, right? So fear of failure is a major source of negative self talk. It's that inner critic that magnifies the consequences of failure, making it seem like the end of the world. Do you ever feel that it's like this black cloud, the end of the world? There is no way out. We cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it just goes on and on and on and on. Do you ever think about the good things that are in front of us, regardless of what's going on in our world? Have you ever thought about that? So redefine the failure. See it as a learning experience rather than a reflection of your worth. Everyone fails, right? But it's those who learn from their failures who succeed in the long run. Period. The end. So each setback is an opportunity to grow and improve. You have to believe that. If you just focus on the failures as a failure and it's bad, then guess what? You're going to get stuck. You're going to feel like it's the end of the freaking world, and you're going to feel like this black cloud over your head all the time, and you're not going to get yourself out of that hole. So when faced with failure, ask yourself, what you can learn from the experience and how you can apply the lessons moving forward for yourself. So, this perspective approach really transforms the failures into stepping stones for yourself. So, I want to talk about just some simple practical tips that will help with this self talk and this self doubt is being mindfulness. Practice mindfulness and stay present and recognize when that darn inner critic is active. This awareness allows you to address the negative thoughts before they spiral out of control. You have control over the will, period. So, positive affirmation counteracts negative self talk with positive affirmations, right? So remind yourself of your strengths and past successes. Celebrate the small opportunities, the small successes that you had and currently have. We all have a success story, right? So seek support, talk to friends and family, coaches, whatever works for you, because you can't just do it alone, guys. You need that support. You need that tough love. Building a positive inner dialogue for yourself takes time and practice, but it's absolutely worth the effort. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories along the way. You have so much potential and learning. Just to really silence that inner critic will help you unlock it. The minute you identify it, guess what? Stop it, right? Don't allow, I always say this to my clients, don't allow that down intruder to come knocking on your mind and you opening that negative door and allowing it to come in. Because guess what? It's going to take over and it's going to take over your world. Now, I want to leave you with a thought. Imagine what your life could look like if that inner critic no longer had control over you. What doors would open for you? What dreams could you pursue? The power to change your inner dialogue is within you, and it's your journey that's worth talking about. That wraps up today's episode. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit from it. These self talk and inner critics and self doubt that we have is very challenging to us. Share it. Sharing is caring, as they say. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights and tips on living your best life with Empower with Nancy. Until next time, be kind to yourself and keep growing. And remember, you have control over the steering wheel, guys. You truly do. You can have and do anything you want. Until next time, have a fantastic day. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a rating and review, and share it with a friend. To connect with me and get all the behind the scenes content, you can follow me on Instagram at Empower with Nancy and visit my website, empowerwithnancy.com, to learn more about how coaching with me can significantly enhance your life and business. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. See you next time.